Hello and welcome to my in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of December for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the major strands of this week before diving deep and in forensic detail giving you each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts, so please stay with me for that. This week is going to see the Sun arrive in the sign of Capricorn on Tuesday, but this also heralds the winter solstice. So we're entering the fourth quadrant of the Western tropical astrological year, so the last 13 weeks run. So this is a really notable transition. The sign of Capricorn is very much to do with structures, it's to do with the more traditional features of life. It can be an area that we have a focus on goals and ambitions, and therefore to do with our professional interactions, but not exclusively. Of course, the sign of Capricorn is Earth, and it is cardinal, so it's very much a sign of leadership. So the free-spirited energy of Sagittarius makes way for the more somber vibe of Capricorn, but we still have Mars in Sagittarius, which is a very adventurous combination. And in fact, by the end of this week, Mars is forging a super link with Saturn. So when we get the energy of Mars combining collaboratively with the structural energies of Saturn, that can be very positive. Now, as this week begins, we also have Mercury in a terrific angle with Uranus across the first 3 days. Mercury already in the sign of Capricorn, dazzling in the electric link with Uranus, asks us to be very open-minded about how we deploy our resources. Anything to do with business decisions as well. The more innovative we are, the better it can be. Remember, the full moon from last week is still very, very potent this week. And that's basically saying to us that we need to use our language carefully. The everyday communications of the moon in Gemini competing with the more expansive energies of the sun in Sagittarius. So choosing our words carefully this week continues to be a theme. If we're traveling anywhere, important to check out things carefully. But Jupiter was very supportive to that particular lunation. So I think there can be some uplift from that feeds into this week. But by Friday, by Christmas Eve, we do have the square between Saturn and Uranus repeating itself exactly for the third time this year. But you know, the truth is, within a few degrees, they've actually been agitating at one another pretty well since about the second week of January. But this just reminds us that the liberty that Uranus wants us to have has to be balanced against the responsibilities that Saturn wants us to show. So there could be something that is stopping us being quite as free as we would like on Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day, we have the second of two conjunctions between Venus and Pluto. The first was on the 11th of December, and of course last week Venus went into its retrograde. Now this could bring about some real lovely sentimental connections, perhaps to people from our past. Perhaps we can really appreciate how fortunate we are to have the folks in our life that we have had. But if you're in a relationship where there is quite a lot of leverage around money or even intimacy, Venus's combination with Pluto can make us much more conscious of the power balance that's going on Christmas Day as well. Can you believe it? So that's a potentially tricky one, but definitely an opportunity to celebrate the stability of the relationships that do work well for us. And if you're not in a relationship, or even spending this Christmas time alone, which I have experienced myself, and it's not easy, what I would say to you is this does give you an opportunity to think very profoundly about what you would like going into next year, future forward. But I am now going to share with you each of the 12 zodiac signs in detail. But just before I do, remember, if you'd like to sign up for your free daily horoscope, written horoscope, direct to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video. Also, if you'd like to get your year 2022 personal forecast, you can do so and get your character analysis as well. You will get the full 12 months from the time of the order to the end of next year. If you order in January, you will get 12 months from that point, but 30% off too. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of December. Your Christmas week horoscope sees the winter solstice on Tuesday, the arrival of the sun back in your sign for the first time for 11 months. And this can be a great opportunity to move into the present. There is a little bit of a complexity in that Mars continues, the planet of drive, in the tender 12th house, which could be making you sentimental for some people from your past. But moving the sun into your sign is going to give you a greater lift. And of course, it's joining Mercury, which links brilliantly with Uranus on Monday and Tuesday, which can see you very inventive about the arrangements, especially if you're wanting to, or you are the host and you're wanting to make it really engaging and fun for people. I think what you plan can be very popular. But Venus, of course, is alongside Pluto this week, and they come together on Christmas Day. Now, because they're in your sign, this is going to give you extra radiance, extra ability to draw things to you. Venus can be about relationships, but it can be about money. But I think what it's going to draw to you most of all is an encouragement to be totally, authentically yourself. Now, of course, because you're an earth sign, you are very, very down to earth in your approach to things and have a great sense of humour. But also you have an enormous sense of responsibility. And I think all these planets in your sign are encouraging you to visualize how it can be for you just walking totally to the beat of your own drums. Yes, we all have responsibilities to others. We all want to fulfill those to some level. But I think what this week is saying to you, it's important that you are feeling that your creativity, your passion, the things that really excite you are part and parcel, are at the very heart of not just this Christmas, but what you're doing for yourself generally. Now, of course, your ruler Saturn is compromised by the restless energies of Uranus this week. So that's kind of saying to you, don't bust your budget with last minute Christmas gifts if you can't truly feel comfortable with it. So, that may lead to a little bit of a disappointment or even some tensions with some people who may want just that extra gift, and you may find it difficult to say no. But I think that is really saying to you, just feel satisfied with the magic that you bring to situations, your organisational ability, your stability, the hard work that you've invested. You're moving into a very special phase where you can really demonstrate just how original you can be. People see you as a solid citizen who works very hard and is very applied, but you can bring a lot of other gifts into the mix during this period of time. And in fact, something that you've been working on by the end of this week even could really show some very promising signs in terms of reinforcing your finances. And Jupiter, the planet of joy and fortune, was in that very positive angle to the full moon of last week. So although that had a kind of psychological dimension to it for you, I feel that past efforts can come back to you wholesomely at this time. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, good luck, and goodbye.